Okay, we're going to discuss a couple of the nuances of lining up a machine with the ECS table already installed on it. First of all, you'll clamp the clamps and make sure your saw is locked out electrically so it cannot start. You'll want to have the guard off of it. We'll use two different, we'll use a square and a carpenter square, and I'll tell you why in a second. For crosscuts, you'll want to just use a square. You'll tuck it up in the guard and slide through the top plastic to set your crosscuts. So just simply slide it across and make sure your machine is cutting at a 90-degree angle to the fence. Adjustments will be the same just like they were in the first part of the video. Okay, now the second adjustment we'll check on is the toe adjustment, which makes sure the blade, the front and the back half of the blade are going at the same plane. So you'll tuck your you'll tuck your square in here just like this. You'll pull the carriage approximately here and just go ahead and lock it. And then you can lift your square up and sight through the plastic to make sure it is moving in a straight plane. Make sure the front and the back edge of your blade is touching the square. And just like in the other video, to adjust this, you'll adjust that on the back of the motor, left and right. Okay, now we're going to check 90 degrees with the table to make sure the blade is cutting straight across and not at an angle of the direction. It's a little hard to do this with ECS tables, so we recommend elevating it up just a little bit so you have a little more surface to work with on the blade. And then you'll bring it out, bring the carriage out, and you'll use a smaller carpenter square. Then you can use this surface is the same as the cutting surface. And you'll just line it up like that, and just make sure your blade is straight. Adjustments like before are going to be right here in the front. Just a couple things to be aware of. The rails for the clamps are slightly higher, so make sure your square is not sitting across those on both sides. And also make sure that the screws stick up slightly, so just steer clear of those to find a flat surface to check with.